with Trinity Readings. We are going to do a water sign weekly reading. So this will be for Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. I will get back to doing the zodiac signs separately, and that'll give me just give me a couple weeks. I just gotta get things more organized. So we're just gonna do some quick ones this week and next week, and then we'll get back into each one separately. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, my water signs. Let's see what you've got going on this week. What is the strongest message that it's wanting to come through for you? Okay, you do have the golden egg as your overall energy, so that does represent the heart chakra. It does represent unconditional love. It also represents taking time to nurture something. Like really taking time to nurture, to invest in something, to like even yourself, like even taking time to nurture and give love to yourself. I kind of feel like for some of you, there's a situation, it might even be a person, but there's a situation that maybe you're just not very certain of. There's an aspect of it that seems really positive. There's this really beautiful energy about it, but at the same time it seems to be something that you're just having trouble. It's almost like you're seeing something really beautiful. You're seeing a dream that you have. You're connecting to a person. And there's something about it that you feel very beautiful. You feel a lot of love for. You feel a pull towards. But at the same time, I feel like you don't know if you can trust it or not. Let me get some clarity on this, though. I want to say this, too. Take a moment this week to kind of reflect on the things that you are drawn to, the type of people that you are drawn to, the relationships that you're drawn to, the relationships that you've been drawn to in the past, especially ones that maybe, especially like relationships maybe, or people that maybe you really saw them in this really beautiful positive light, and then they turned out to not be what you made them out to be. Or just take note of the type of people that you are drawn to and the type of love that you give, because it's kind of like a message of something that you need to acknowledge and love within yourself. Like I've noticed this, a lot of times people will be very drawn to people or relationships where they feel that the other person needs some kind of fixing, or they need some kind of help. Especially you'll notice that when people are in relationships with somebody who has addiction problems, it's always like that desire to help that person, to be there for that other person, to support that other person. But we have that within us because we want to connect with somebody that loves us unconditionally. We want somebody to give us that kind of love and support, right? That's why we're drawn to people like that. Um, but being drawn to that type of energy is also a message that you're not giving yourself that unconditional love. You're not giving yourself that unconditional support. I This has come out a lot just because we are in Cancer season, and Cancer season is all about your mother, right? It's about your relationship with your mother. It's about where you learned to feel comfort, where you learned unconditional love. And if there was any kind of difficulty within that when you were growing up, and that's not to say that your parents or your mother was bad or anything like that, but if there was any kind of discrepancy in that when you were growing up, um, you're going to be drawn to you're going to be drawn to people and relationships that are going to mimic that are going to like if you felt that your mother never supported you, if you felt that your mother um, was always dismissive of you, you're likely going to step into relationships where either the person treats you the same way or you treat those people that way. You know what I mean? And so I feel like this is kind of a message just to be very mindful of that. Just take some time to reflect on that this week, because it could be that you're putting your energy and attention to something that looks really beautiful and looks like this perfect thing, but there might not be any depth to it, or it might not be um, what you anticipate it to be. At the same time, you could be looking at something that is genuinely really beautiful. It is a dream that's available, and you're kind of like picking it to pieces because you don't really trust it. So really take some time to reflect on what you're drawn to, because every single person, in all honesty, that we connect to is a teacher for us. It's showing us something. It's showing us something that we need to learn. It's showing us maybe an idea or a perception that we need to open up to, or they're showing us something that we need to see in ourselves. And so just take some time this week just to kind of reflect on that. I also kind of feel for some of you that there is something new starting for you in terms of love, something emotional. Um, and this is almost like a message to just kind of let yourself ease into it. Because I feel like this person is teaching you something. This person is some sort of reflection of you in some way. All right, let us see what else comes up. This was the first card out in the air sign reading. So if you have air in your chart or you're connected to an air sign, you might want to look into that. And I'm getting the same vibe off of it. Usually the Fool card is that energy of new beginnings, of taking a leap of faith, of it's a really positive card, but it's also kind of an energy of maybe not really acknowledging something that you should. But let me keep going with this. Yeah, let me keep going. Yeah, this is very similar to the air sign reading. Um, Yeah, okay. So again, if you have air in your chart, you might want to check that reading. And I kind of feel like it's been the same vibe for most of the readings. It's like people are seeing something that they want. They're wanting something in a relationship. They're wanting something specific in a relationship. They're wanting the relationship to move forward, but nothing is being communicated. Nothing's being addressed. Um, and I kind of feel like this is kind of the energy of it. Like for some of you, you're in a connection with another person, and it seems to be a pretty good connection. For some of you, it might be that there's two different people that you're dealing with. One connection might be more of a comfort kind of connection, and the other connection is more of that kind of soulmate type of vibe. Um, but it's almost like this energy of just kind of like hoping for the best. Um, and there is some sort of movement that needs to happen. There is some sort of communication that needs to happen. There is some sort of decision that needs to be made. If you're dealing with somebody that, um, just throwing this out there, if you're dealing with somebody new, you might want to be mindful to you might want to look and see if there's somebody else that this person is involved with. If you're hoping that this is a committed relationship or that this person is just seeing you, you might want to communicate with them and ask them that, because it's like there's this issue that needs to be addressed, but because it's not being communicated, what is that when somebody says, like it's not lying if it's not just, if it's never asked. Like if you're not asking the questions, the person's not lying to you. If the person is seeing other people but it was never communicated, then that person's not really lying to you. So um I feel like overall there's something that you're wanting, there's something that you're wanting to manifest, but I feel like you might not feel prepared, you might not feel ready, you might not know what to do, but I feel like regardless of anything, there needs to be some sort of communication, there needs to be some sort of movement towards it. It's kind of like you need to be in this space of really fighting for what you want, really pursuing what it is that you want to pursue, because I feel like you're wanting the opportunity to be presented to you, or you might be waiting for the right time. But I feel like this might be the energy where you really need to go after and pursue what you want, or at least open up the lines of communication so you know what you're getting yourself into. Let me get some clarity on this. Yeah, I hate to say this for some of you. If you've just connected, if you've just stepped into a relationship or just met somebody, I hate to say it, but you might find out that this person is in another relationship. Um, if you're juggling two people, if you're trying to decide between two people, um, just be mindful that both people know. Um, because for some of you, I do feel that there's some sort of communication coming out about a third party. But in the same sense, I feel like this third party energy, like it, how do I word it? Like, I feel like for some of you, this third party energy is like you've been connected to somebody and it's just never been communicated what the intentions were in the relationship. Because I don't feel like it's an outright lie, if that makes sense. I don't feel like it's outright deception. I just feel like for some of you, you might be connected to somebody and it's not been communicated. And so maybe you're seeing this relationship from a different perspective than the other person. For some of you too, I feel like there is a relationship that is in your energy that is what you really want. It's that genuine connection that you're looking for, but you might still be stuck paying attention to something else or somebody else, and you're not really sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For I feel like all in all, I feel like there's something that you want, um, but it's in some sort of stuck phase or in some sort of immature phase or it's in some sort of cycle because it needs to be communicated what you want. Um, because there needs to be that conversation with this person. There needs to be a plan. There needs to be something grounded. And I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you're connected to somebody and you're not really asking any questions because you might be worried about what the answer may be. Yeah, it's kind of like if you want something, then work on manifesting it. Then work on pursuing it. If you're wanting a relationship with this person, then work on it, expressing that. I do see that a lot in I mean that's why I have a job, right? Yeah, I think the maybe for some of you that there is a relationship that is kind of stuck, but it's like because there's no communication, this person is um not feeling that they don't feel that you want anything with them. Um and so it's like take time to really focus on what you want and be willing to communicate that. But I see that with a lot of people. It's like they'll meet somebody, they'll be really attracted to that person, but they'll assume that the person doesn't want anything serious, or they'll assume this, and so they'll just go along with it, and both people end up just going along with it, and both people end up wanting something different, but it never gets communicated. So I feel like that's the energy that you're in. And even outside of a relationship, um, I feel like there's some sort of change or some sort of, um, there's something that you're needing to move towards. There's something that you're needing to get grounded. And it might be that you're not putting your focus where it needs to be. And so it's important to um, really start, focusing on what your plans are for your future, where you want to be moving forward. All right. I love you guys. Have a good week. Bye bye.